I'm Kristin Costello. I work at Olympia High School. I'm the activities coordinator and leadership teacher. I also teach English. It's important to me that students understand their power to make positive changes in the world and in the people around them. I always tell students, change yourself, change the people close to you, change the world. And so that's how our world has only gotten bigger, and it's easy to maybe fall into our own small paths, but to be aware and cognizant that your actions and your mission can positively impact other people and thereby make a change, that's what's important to me, that students are empowered and educated and feel like they have an opportunity to make a difference. And so that's why the slave-free zone is so important to me as a person and as a teacher, because I have children and I want them to be positive impacts on those around them, and my students can do that too. And it's just really been nice working to earn the slave-free zone, because it's so much bigger than what we do at school. It's important and it's part of what we do at school, but it's also important on a global scale, and I think that this might be one of the first times students are able to do that. So it's important because they have the power to change. They are global citizens. I met Ronnie Hong a few years ago. She's a parent in our community. Her youngest son and my daughter are the same age, so I've known of Ronnie for a long time. She is an innovator in our community because she is not afraid to speak out on this hard issue, and she sort of puts a face to this. She and her husband work really hard to educate people and to facilitate positive change, and the Trony Foundation does a lot for our community. So it's great that she is part of our local community and also a parent, so that she sees how to bridge that gap with students and local businesses and global issues. I'm just really grateful that Ronnie and the Trony Foundation brought this to us and gave us the opportunity to do this. It's been really magical and important and life-changing for me, because as a consumer, I consider where things come from and how what I do as a citizen impacts other people. And so it's just been really nice to have the opportunity to do that. So I thank Ronnie Hong and the Trony Foundation and Jessica and DTI just for their support and information and education, and that the recognition that students are great people, and if we help them be greater people, then we all sort of reap the rewards of that. As the activities coordinator and leadership teacher, I worked really closely with the Trony Foundation and DTI, which is a local business that has earned the Freedom Seal, so that we could help the students see where they could be helpful and the kinds of things that they could do as a leadership class, as a student body, to earn the slave-free zone and to affect that positive change. And then students in my leadership class were Lena Van Nuys, that really, it spoke to her heart. And so when she saw a survivor speak at her church, she on her own worked with the principal and other administrators and myself as the leadership teacher to bring in a guest speaker to further that cause. And so I think that's ideal when you sort of spark that that need in students to participate and be helpful and facilitate that change. And then Gabby Sipe also was a big advocate. She works really closely with the Trony Foundation, and she presented at the assembly on the first day of school and was just a really great resource. She helped with the fundraisers, and we had community leaders like our basketball coach, who is, he doesn't teach here, he's a community leader, and he was really on board with getting the community in and educating them at a boys basketball game about this global issue. So the principal, the activities coordinator and leadership teacher, that was me this time, and the marketing teacher, because that's where you get in our school, that's where we get the clothing that has our school logo on it, so that's really important. I worked with the alternative education teacher on the Freedom Farmers to get to work on that supply chain education, and then the ASB leadership students, and then the student body as a whole, and then working with people in the community to help support the students' efforts. I think it's fantastic when local businesses support what is happening in schools, especially when it's something as important as human trafficking and forced labor and a global issue that that happens in our community as well. I think that schools and community members need to work together more often. I think that that's beneficial to kids when they see that, activism extends beyond the classroom, that this is something that they could continue to do as adults, and help others achieve a goal. So when businesses partner with schools, that just extends the learning and the commitment and makes it really real for students when people outside the building care about their education. I think it's really important for ethical businesses to work with schools. It shows students the practical side. So if you think about large corporations and where your tennis shoes are being made, that's totally different. That's important, but it's totally different than a local business who really is being responsible locally with jobs locally and the supply chain locally. So it gives them a real resource that's part of the community that they're growing up in. And it helps foster that relationship that people have, when they live in a community. A local business that is leading the way with responsible sourcing is DTI, which is Diamond Technology Innovations. They're a local manufacturing company. They actually have earned the Freedom Seal, and so they were our partners in getting our students to earn the slave-free zone. I met with Jessica from DTI on several occasions, and there were many, many emails back and forth, and she really helped us clarify what we were doing and gave us resources and supported our efforts to be a slave-free zone. She came to the education night at the basketball game. They offered prizes for students who use the hashtag slave-free zone. They've just really been a nice local resource and support for the slave-free zone.